This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go wrong. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go wrong. With their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
The government betray us, they lie to us. It's Takunje. Welcome to the Bottom Line discussion. is your host, the Lord Paul Cholope from the UK, and my co-host is Comrade Albert Moore from Chicago. Welcome, Albert. How are you today?
Thank you. I am fine. Here in Chicago, was sick in the heart because of my country, the place of my nativity.
Wow.
I can't sleep.
You can't sleep.
And no hospitals, no government hospitals, no government clinics. People who go to the government hospital, you have to have United States dollars. What a nation. The nation rejects its own currency. I believe all doctors and nurses at the government hospital are hired by the Liberian government. So why should the poor, the people who sweat upon which the hospital was built, have to go out of their way to find a currency of another country to pay before they are registered or treated, before they see any kind of data? You have a special fee to pay. I am disheartened. A total loss. I am hurt.
Wow. The description alone tell you that, yeah, I can feel it, and sorry, I feel your pain. It is where it is in Liberia. We're going nowhere. So before we proceed, there's some story that front page reporter that I saw, and I just want to look at this. The former investment commissioner, Mr. Richard Tauber, is according to this story, he went to sleep. He didn't wake up from sleep. So, and Richard Tauber was, I think he served in the Eden government. He was one of those that were instrumental in bringing Bob Robert, I think something Jones, to Liberia, the guy who had the Kenninja result. Yeah, I think, and he sadly passed away in his sleep. So I want to say our condolences to his family at this time. I mean, it's just a sad time. He's a young man. He went to bed. He never woke up. It's happened on Monday, according to Front Page Africa.
Well, it is saddening for everyone, regardless of family attack, but he was a patriot. And he came from a family who were hardly hit by the Liberian nation in terms of the assassination of, is it Tauber's son?
No, it's Tauber's nephew. That is.
Yeah, Tauber's nephew. I remember one of the years. You know, his uncle was killed, but yet the law for the place of his nativity, he returned to contribute to society, and he decided to hear such a new a man from a wealthy family who should have private doctors checking on a health regularly. I believe probably as a nationalist, the frustration that pinning every Liberian, someday you lie down on your bed and you reflect on Liberia, so no sleep can come on you.
That's right.
It could have been one of those that led this brother to disappear from us at this moment.
Yeah.
We pray that his soul rests in perpetual peace.
And I think so too. And it's a sad time for his family. Anyway, we're not going to be here long. Yesterday we had Very, very interesting show. Today we're going to look at some of the major newspapers in Liberia. We'll start with front page. There's some story that caught my attention today. And this story is funny because if we all can remember when there was a gas tank that got exploded in Totota. People were trying to steal from a vehicle that accidentally, for some reason, stopped was stealing, and people were stealing petrol from that tanker that exploded, that killed people, and a police officer got wounded. He got burned. This police officer was sent to India for treatment. This is the story, the headline. Liberian police officer threw out of India hospital after government refused to pay his medical bills. The government sent this guy for treatment,
Yes.
and he refused to pay his bills. So the hospital in India got fed up and just threw him out.
Wow.
What say you?
Well,
7.
these are some of the things that sometimes we pose a question whether we do have a organized government in Liberia. I remember this situation very well, that a tanker was going and accidentally turned over in a ditch, and because of the new culture of stealing in the Liberian society, instead of the neighbors going to help the victim, it was a good lot of stuff, and the whole community went taking gasoline in pen, packs, tops, open tops, vessel, and I know like enough police officers as usual outside of Monrovia, you don't see it. So in that video, initial video showed a police officer trying to tell the people, don't go there, don't go there. And they override him going left and right. And in the midst of that, fire caught on the gasoline and everybody blew up and he got affected. That's the story that I don't know. But the incident, the president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Boakai Sr., went to this community and gave huge money to people that are on the ground in Liberia. Now, this young man was sent to India, surprisingly enough, to know that the health ministry or health authority in Liberia, foreign ministry, nobody had contact with him, and the bill could not pay. This is sad. This is an irresponsible leadership of our nation. It is sad. Such a thing cannot happen. The government of Liberia had a great economic ties with India at the present moment, from the past government or past administration up to now. So why this young man will be put outside in a different country on a different weather? Why does it show? We have to think fast. We don't have a leadership.
But the government broke. We see the government broke.
No, the government is not broke. The president told 50 men. He had a 50-man delegation going to country of no economic use of Liberia, Indonesia. What you get from the third world country, what do you get from the third world?
So that story will be another story hour, because Indonesia is among the G, how to call it, the G20. So no, the G20, because you have the G7 It used to be the G8. Russia is no longer there because the honor session. So they got a G7, then they got a G20. And Indonesia is part of the G20. So that means with South Africa, Brazil, and those countries that are up there. So we put it, Liberia could have been part of the G8. I mean the G20, but it is. Let's welcome Francis. Francis, welcome to the bottom line. It's good to see you.
Yeah, guys. Thanks, man. I've been running some errands late, and on Tuesdays, I already have a short time with you guys. But yes, I've been following the discussion. It's been healthy exchange. So yeah, I'll be here for quite a couple of minutes, though.
Okay. Yeah, before you go, being an ex-police officer, this is one of your colleagues in a situation here. He was sent to India, and now the government refused to pay his bill. They kick him out of the hospital. What say you?
Look, I'm in solidarity with the young man who was burned while performing his duty. I don't know what are the arrangements, but we must have empathy. That these one of the least thing the government can do for its citizens, especially people in the law enforcement, agency. Who have put their life on the line to protect the country. In terms of preventing crimes and stuff. So the government spent a lot of money on different things. I don't know why they won't be able to, at least foot the bill for this young man, to get some medical treatment and pay his bills in the hospital. So yeah, I think it's unfortunate. I think the government should be in more empathy with this guy, to help him, to get some medical attention in India, because he was severely burned. He luckily for him his face. I don't see the picture, but I see his arms. There are burned scars on his arms. Yeah, so that's it. I think the government should be able to do more for helping fields. Foot the bill and take for once. It's one of our citizens, man.
Yeah. Well, we pray for him, and I hope everything goes well for him until the government, because then the news is out there. Maybe the government will start doing something to look after. I see the police director on TikTok every day. Is one of his in marketplaces moving, and this guy is injured all the time. He to be on TikTok. Those are people he should be careful.
The dude is in Rwanda. I saw they gave him a military honor, like a police, guard of honor. Police in Rwanda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So anyway, this is the story for our viewer. For those of you who falling off for the first time or Vajala TV on YouTube, we don't see those on YouTube, but we're seeing the numbers here. You can drop a comments and say something in regards to the story. We will also display our telephone number. If you want to call in, you can call in. Also, if you look our local over there, that is the Butterland local. You can find it on the App Store. You can download the radio station. It's 24/7. If you see Android phone and on iPhone, it's free. Yeah, so we wouldn't be here for long because today is yesterday we were on the show. We stayed nearly 2 hours. It was fascinating. So we're going straight into the story. Francie, you're going to leave us soon, and I want you to take us through this story here. Budget performance. Have you read the story on Front Page Africa? This is interesting though. Double Jala told the legislature that they exceeded expectation by raising taxes. But now, Minister of Finance there's something funny. The money is there, and there was poor disbursement to key sector, the health sector, education, energy, infrastructure, all that. The key thing that on the arrest agenda, those major areas was not touched. What the little money went to them instead of the money that they have. What's going on? If you read the story, take us through.
Look, I didn't read the story, but just from the little overview for that you just outline. Look, this is a perennial problem in Liberia. We take all the money we have, we give it to the executive and the legislature. The president simply just beat that right. The president office has all the money. The legislators, the pro tem, the speaker, and the rest of the people who decide their own salary, and we leave out the basic institutions that that need to function, like the law enforcement, the hospital, the schools. In the West, we look at these are look for infrastructures like the roads, public transport service, the network. I mean, we give all the money to the president. I mean, we will come. The LRA, the Ministry of Finance, they will all come up with these kind of over-exaggerated, figures that they have, raised X amount of money, but it's nowhere to be shown. I mean, well, we need to put in agriculture, education. I just to deviate a little bit. Already I read in the newspaper that the Minister of Labor, he was very excited that he raised, I think, $500 million or $5 million for Liberia.
Oh wow! For his ministry. Oh, that's good.
For licenses, I mean, a work permit. I mean, crazy for getting work permits from aliens, foreign nationals. I mean, wow. The Ministry of Labor should be creating jobs. They should be the ones, having Liberians in the positions. Don't be celebrating, $500 million or $50 million from where they from job permits from aliens. So man, I'll pass the torch over to you guys. And because Liberia is a sad story.
Liberia is a sad story. So how would me bring you in? Our last week, Tuesday or Friday, we did talk about the recast of the budget. The front page is now reporting that the Double Jada, who is the revenue collector LRA, he did excellent well by raising more taxes. So if you raise more tax, that means it's good for the country. But then there was a budget shortfall again. Now they have to send a budget to the legislature to examine what's going on. If you raise huge amount of money, it means the surplus. Things should be in place. What's going on? I will talk to us.
Well, I don't know what could be the economic formula or any economic reason. If you have an expectation to get $8.3 million and your collection unit raised $9.5 million. So, in a clear, conscious leadership government, everyone should have his piece of the pie. In other words, every cent that was allotted for every program to be given because you got more. But surprisingly, now on the whole, it's been dug and open for the money to flick through there. Then there again, we cry for justice. There again, we look at the workers' administration to be no different to the way administration, where everyone claimed they had no sense, they were just stealing, and no feeding for the country, no future thinking about how the country will go the next two months or 3 months or even a year. Every money was in the pocket. So, yeah, the government that came to power and told all of these is steady, and this is why they were going to stop immediately. And now, the Liberian Revenue Agency is saying this to us, that the total collection, they got it overpriced. So while we have shortage to the various units, to the various ministry, that the Ministry of Health, that JFK, they claim that no medication, nothing at the kind. The public got to pay US dollar for them to see a government hired doctors, and then they prescribe the medication. They go on the outside, they buy it. When they bring it in, the application of that medicine to the patient's body, you pay the nurse. It's our injection to put it in you. This is what is going on. So again, as we stated yesterday in our discussion with our guests, Liberia does not have a conscious leadership. And the people need to call for change, or the people need to rise and bring it down. There is no other excuse in politics.
There's no other excuse in politics. So say our right. Great. So it is where it is. It's Liberia. You collect more money, and where it's going to be given from people now complaining, say, how come the money have not been used for the purpose? So I think the GAC would need to come in again to do an audit. What happened to that money? Because there was surplus of money. Where did that money go? And that's it. If you cannot look at the health, education, infrastructure, and these are all part of the arrest agenda. So that means it was a good start to do some of the things. But now, finance minister decided to post more here, post more there, post more all over the place. So where the balance of that money gone? And I think Francis said it right. It might have been trickled down to somebody fat budget, going into their budget, and then it sent it to the house for recast. So it is where it is in Liberia. Guys, let's move on. Liberia story never end. And before we reach to the president went to Malaysia. And I heard that Rwanda, Ghana, they got big things from that place. Liberia here to bring something big. What's going on? Francis, you want to talk to us? Any news?
Well, I have not heard any news coming out of Malaysia or Indonesia. I think the Ministry of Information had a press briefing, I think yesterday or so. I didn't follow it, but I'm of the hope and expectation that the president and his team will come back with something good for Liberia. You can't just be making those trips around the world and coming back with nothing substantial or sustainable. We need to open factories. Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, these countries, they thrive on industries. They got Nike shoestrings, hair, you name it. So I mean, if these people can come here and then open factories here, will create jobs for our people, and people will pay tax to the government. It'll be a good thing. Malaysia is leading us right now in the robot, industry, in our sector. In the robot sector, they are the largest producer right now. So I think they are even in the maritime. So we need to we need to work with these people. The president should come back with at least one factory in the making that will create jobs for our people, not to create a go sign contracts in the in the mineral industry, exploitative sector where they come and take our minerals and go. No, we need something more tangible on the ground.
Right. So, Howard, I want Francis says something earlier that caught my attention about Ministry of Labor, that they were able to collect money up to 5 million. I don't know the exact figure, but if that one ministry can do it, Liberia is a small country. Why is it, as we're talking about industry, we have the Atlantic Ocean, we get plenty of fish over there, that Liberians can survive, can sell, and get plenty of money. We have one of the highest rainforests in West Africa. We can plant a lot of things and sell it out to make money. People build a lot of homes in Liberia that by some means in government or working some kind of way, or they're doing their own business, they have a lot of property. People rent estate, they don't pay taxes. Just think on this. I want you to answer this question. If we are collecting taxes like what people are doing in other parts of the world, don't you think Liberia could be among the G20?
Well, it depends what the collection goes. So again, we got relatives and friends. Our siblings are crying Liberia, no job. So it's a wonder when the Ministry of Labor is saying less than a year it collected over $5 million in work permit. So what kind of jobs we have in Liberia? The sales of our forest, our mountains, is that what all going on in the hands of foreigners? They are going in there with helicopters, no road, or the roads are dead, their trucks. This is why the common commuters cannot have means to go on the road. We don't know what's happening. If you are collecting $5 million in work permit, who gets a job in Liberia? This question, we need to address it. So,
I want you to address this one, because if that is one ministry can do that, then what about the other ministry? And then instead of us going outside to beg, we can do a lot in Liberia by not begging, that will be able to create our, no, since the industrial revolution, people can develop things. You don't have to go out there and keep begging. Why we can't do it ourselves at this time? And that's my point.
Oh, well, the Lord should pay. I answer it in a short way. However, let me make an extension. Any country that has electricity, water service, telephone, you are turned to be a developing country. In no way you can be as broke as Liberia claims to be. So, if the labor ministry alone, which is strange, how about the free posts?
Okay.
The posts of Liberia. How about the airports, the RIA? These are the major areas. How about the Ministry of Commerce? The goods are coming into the country. Or the various business, the registration of businesses. Okay? So the taxes collected at the ministry, the revenue agency just told us that they have more money. So something, what is happening here, that the story that came up, the war now. So places that are going, the president is going with a huge delegation, people will be concerned. The money that they are raising here, our government not even raising this. So why should we even give money? And places like Malaysia will not just give you money. What they will offer is training. So we don't actually need a presidential delegation, except otherwise you have a progressive young leader who physically want to see things, but Baka got all the experiences that he needs. Technical team
But
need to go there.
there was an African summit that
Oh,
invited.
it's a summit there. Okay, so he went there, but technical
Yeah,
team need to go and see whom do we need to send to Malaysia. The people that sort of go there to tap rubber or to do what, to take it later and make it into things. What factory do we need in Liberia between Liberia and Malaysia? These are the kind of things you first put on the discussion from the cabinet meeting to the technical people, and you'll go with it. But if you just went to look how that place is beautiful to come by, that it will, as usual, they will report to the nation. The visit was fruitful and rewarding, and that's where we are. So again, we have to be straight on this government. We got to hold the government by its word, by the throat, the way the GAC is doing and the LRA is doing, to even come out to say that we collected more money. It's a problem on the administration.
okay, it's a problem. All right, friends. I mean, it's just a thought that I think in my mind it's easy that other countries do it around the world. Morofia alone can generate huge amount of money, over $1 billion from Morofia alone. Then Buchanan can do the same thing. I'm saying if we start collecting money based on taxation, we'll not be backing people. Why our people can't see the common sense to do this? If every household in Grand Bassa County can pay $1 on tax, how much revenue to be collected in Grand Bassa County? Think about the 15 counties. Why are we suffering ourselves and just going out there just begging, and we can do the same thing?
I mean, taxation. Taxation is a component of. It's a direct component of income. You must have an income to pay tax. I know you have a house. You must pay pay tax as well. But bulk of the people, they have the house. So I don't know if you're referring to mod houses, tax houses, or talking about more infrastructure, or probably or residence, or whatever they call it. I don't know, but using and depending.
Friends say, hold on. It can be mod house, it can be zine house, because the land you sort of pay tax on it for that land that the house is on.
Yeah.
If you put something on it, you still pay something.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree with you. But of course, you pay tax. We pay tax on everything, and we don't own anything yet. We pay for it. We buy it, but we don't own it. We pay tax. Everything we do, everything is a tax here. But again, financially, your income is. There should be some stream of income to be able to enable you to pay taxes. Most people are unemployed. The dollar they have. They according to I call it the World Bank. Statistics we live on less than $1 a day. How can I put simple? And it's sad. If you want to use that dollar, they be paying, to either going to pay, tax. So we need to create jobs first, and opportunities for our people, and then we can start, enforcing that. You have to pay for the tax. I agree, but it's very difficult with this kind of economic situation to find ourselves in.
But my dear colleagues, why happening in Liberia? there is an organized syndicate of political roles, because here a national, the Liberian Revenue Agency is telling us that within the period under review, it has collected more than what was expected. Then the labor ministry came up to give a huge number of money collected from work permit. So who is providing the job to aliens in Liberia? It's contradicting. If the nation's citizen does not have a job, then who has a job?
And
So
that's the question, because the reason why I asked this question, I live in the UK here, and people simplify the whole thing. The National Housing Authority here is owned by the government. They call it the council, they build housing. We have National Housing Association in Liberia. So think on the, if labor ministry can raise, we don't know the South Africa, 5 million. How many mini estate that 5 million can build? And the government can generate huge amount from that 5 million. That also, that money can go into agriculture sector, that we talk about job creation. We have a lot of people employed in the agriculture sector that will generate. So the money will start circulating as you, I give it to you, give it back to me. That's what they do in the West here. So why is it that we're going to Malaysia? I think it was Malaysia that went to Toba to ask for open door policy on Malaysia, or one of those countries. I can't remember.
Singapore.
So, and these are countries they call the G20. And
Liberia was considered in the capitalist world. It was in the 8th place.
And now we're behind. So what? We don't have to be rocket scientists on this one. That look, we invest a lot of money in agriculture. We invest a lot of money in fishery. Something that will spark the economy to go up high. Why we can't do it? Why we just begging? That's I can't comprehend the whole thing. I don't understand it.
Yes, Paul. Let me help you up there to what you're saying. As I was saying, or the question that you posed earlier, when you have cities, there are economic rules of the city to live in. Every house, or you may tell me hut, that is built, it will be in accordance with the housing junta rule of that city, so that revenue will be collected. So there can be no excuse for the Liberian government that some of the houses in Monrovia, Buchanan, and other places are not real house, therefore they don't pay taxes. No. Even before the 80s, people that were in the interior were paying what they call hot tax in order to develop Liberia. So in the morning time, look at the population of Monrovia alone. The city corporation of Monrovia should be one of the richest in the world. But I learned that the government, the general payroll, they want to pay in the city hall. Are you crazy? Where the money they collecting from the marketeers? Where the permits that they gave people for garbage collection? Where these monies are going? So they set up our country to make personal money. For example, the JFK incident I was talking. Right now, as we speak, people say you go to JFK, if you were told to pay $10 for registration, you pay US dollar. Time for you to see the hard data, you pay $50. When you want to see the ass data, you pay another $50, and so forth and so forth. So, where the US dollar being collected at JFK Hospital, where does it go?
Where does it go? So, hold on. Francis, I want to bring you in on this one. we have 103 lawmakers. They on huge salary. Our group of entities that rip off the country, and the same lawmaker jump behind the president to go to Singapore to go back. What is the common sense in our lawmakers that you get everything right there that you can use to build a Singapore, and then you back it because when the money come for, they're talking about infrastructure here and there. But I just gave you one example. We have the Lonkia coast, the Atlantic on the west coast of Africa. Why we can't take some of the lawmakers' money that one of them will ride $80,000 car. You can even buy this kind of in the old day, the fancy boat where they put the machine behind that will take your house, you know, fishing and become the Mozzarella group of fishing company in the 70s that used to send lobster and things overseas. Why we cannot pick on something and just run with it and develop it and we become rich? Why should we always be backers?
Hello, Paul. I will just give an example of the Liberia Fisheries, what you call it? Liberia Fisheries Authority. I mean, I think the young lady there is doing well, Emma Glasgow. She has been engaging our partners in and signing agreements with with our partners to help develop that sector. I think the president, what's his name, President George Weah, donated some boats that were given by the Japanese government. The thing is that we politicize everything. So that the reason why these projects, these viable, what do you call it, engagement that the undertake does not kick off the ground, because once you attach politics to these kind of things, I mean, it will not grow. It should be devoid of politics. It should be strictly on a professional level where you try to improve the lives of the people. But the Japanese government gave the mottos. Then you go there, president project. I mean, so what? I mean, once in politics, you have different political, view, political actors in work in the society. Matter of fact, so I will limit my discussion to the fishery industry, and as you said, we got a huge coast, and I think there was a research vessel from Morocco that came to Liberia to do some research on the grade of fish we have, the grade of lobsters that we have. How much those things cost, but eat lobster in the restaurant is like it's like cow food. So but again, then we should do away with it, anticipating fishing, where just from the kino, but she tried to develop that sector, but again, the U people came and they thought, she saw got the U, I think the World Food something program bought of $50,000 Jeep or so. So it took a lot of money there trying to kick her out. Let her stay there, do the job. She's a technocrat. She went to school for that, and she's doing extremely well. So we have a lot of opportunities in Liberia for us to raise money again. Politics has been the major impediment that stagnate the growth of our country, because we just don't do well. We have to put professionalism above politics.
And based on that line, just agree with you here too. Say, Paul, all of Liberians have become politicians only for to get government jobs for money. It's a money. So the idea here that If we cannot figure out how, because Great Britain here, they have absolutely nothing and live here. They don't have natural resources. In Scotland, that recently discovered what oil, offshore oil, they have absolutely nothing and they rich because they rich on taxation. So, and we have, and I just referring about taking back to the it was A.B. Tubble, right? That had a Maserati group of fishing
Stephen
company.
Tobor.
Stevie
Yeah.
Tubble that died in the ocean, right? Talk to me, Alva. See the kind of money they're making.
Well, you know that one other thing is the Tower administration as a young child in school, this and that. Besides being an economist, I was a little businessman selling my cigarette or my candy on the street. And I actually met with A.B. Tower in school. And he explained the family history, how they become business people. They used to sell fire coal. When they have one car for the family, they go around the villages and they collect what the city needed and they brought it for sale. On that. But economics, it is an arrangement and a study of wealth, how it is supposed to grow and flourish the nation growth. Okay? It's not matching. For you to get out, you go to Singapore or you go to the other place and you think they will just give it to you, can't name your country. No, you have to organize your own national economy. Okay? Then you bring things and put it in there. But a few days I've been using the word that we have all the revolutionary structure to change our country. Why wouldn't Liberia organize the fishery? Why? You can do fishery in Cayman. You can do it in Mesorado. You can do it in McGivy. You can do it in Grand Bassa. You can do it in Riverses. You can do it in Sano. You can do it in Kepamos. You can do it in Grand Cru, right? I don't know the bigger river in Grand Cru. So you got almost 8 places here, little small country. So all the sardines of the world, we should be providing. Okay? If you talk about rice production or other crops, Liberia got the land. But because we have failed to organize our country economically, instead, everybody talking politics. And politics is a clear crystal game. If you think you went inside there to gain, you will pay the price. It's not the church. If you're a pastor, you organize a church, and the people try to give you a hard time, you can say you close the door. Nobody will carry you to jail. Okay? But politics, when you come to the public service with the intention to steal, you will pay the price.
You pay the price.
So,
Francis is
it's
about to
for
leave us. Our Francis is about to leave us. Francis, you want to say something on this topic before you leave?
Which topic now?
About this, I mean, I'm just thinking Liberia is so
Yeah, well,
small with the population of 5 million people that if you look at the rainbow, you look at our green land that we have, why are we begging people for money and we can do ourselves? It's just common sense.
Look, I
Why?
think I mean there are so many factors that we can say that are attributing to the lack of economic growth in our country. Paramount is corruption. The next thing is the law for country. Most people just go in the government to enrich themselves. And the way our country is structured, the presidency give it too much I know it should be respected, but I mean, the power of the presidency is like a god. We everything is done to please the president. I mean, and so another thing is that look, the lack of innovation. I think we are not innovative enough as a people. We are quick to be contented. That mediocre, posture. We one rich man in the community. We just happy to that you have one rich man in our community. We ourselves don't want to be rich. We don't want no. So these are some of the major problems that tend to hinder our country's growth. We have abundant resources. I mean, we all live in the West. These, our natural resources is a curse to us. Sometimes I wonder, I just think why we have all the resources and we're doing nothing with it. It's not benefiting the people. It's benefiting few individuals. The one with the loudest mouth, the one who can cost more. Then you get into power, you get in the government, and you make money of it, and you know that's it. Because I would like before I close, I give example of this. I mean, Scandinavia, how country that Norway. Norway just found oil, but the sardines we used to eat in Liberia
It came from Norway.
came on Norway, boy, that's depend on fish.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fish.
Yes.
yeah, just fish.
Yeah.
Sweden, they got resources, but technology, innovation. To I mean, your ability to innovate, to think outside the box. We don't have it. We are just full of empty mouths, empty praise come out and then say things we don't honor, we don't have. And most people look, governance is beyond just rhetorics, it's beyond the loudest mouth, the beyond the one who who has who's tell the most lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we have dragging our country. So look, gentlemen, brothers, Liberia, we need a, a, a leader with us that has innovation, not a leader that would will prosecute his son, his daughter, his nephew, and ensure that the country resources are used for the people.
Yep. And we made our leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, first of all, saying what we're talking about, we are talking about our economy as a whole, our national economy. It's not organized, it's not in our hand. We don't know what's going on with all the resources. You don't need anybody to come from Harvard University to tell you about economics. Economic is the management of the wealth of your nation, the business relationship that you build to gain from is a more, if anything more than that, then we got to look for it for Liberia. Liberia has everything. Liberia carry the news of the world largest fleet. Maritime raise money for us. That's the only money when most of them kind of power that what they're depending on because they got a way to arrange for it in the United States and just convert it into the private account. But you have all of these in the agriculture. And why are we suffering from? Nothing can grow on our soil. Even in the West Africa study in the 70s, Liberia, if you remember, they have something in Liberia called WADA, the West African Red Development Association.
Mm-hmm.
The headquarters were in Liberia because Liberia had the best soil to grow rice. Rice is our staple food. When anybody gets there, they fail to economically organize the country. The one that were trying to do it, because of one-party system, political harassing people to advantage, and did what we think was good for us, but not knowing
It
they
was
were
bad.
taking away a motivated leader. Okay? Even the
Yeah.
West guy that we said, people say that those brought a war. But those had changed and those were doing progressive development. People had understood, more people are going to school in Liberia than anywhere in West Africa. Trade. And we brought war. 12 years were given to us to restore the country. Nowhere the economy was organized. To say, oh, my man, plenty job in Sano, there go. You go Sano today, you will get job. You go Nima today, you will get job. What is going on? So it's corruption. And if this is the case, we got to take the power from those that we entrust their power
It's
to.
corruption.
Corruption. It is corruption. The way JFK, look at JFK, look at that building. We all know it, right? Those of us on the show, we know what JFK means. That big, huge building, take it as a Republic of Liberia. You enter there, where you're supposed to enter there, free for you to be treated because we pay the doctors and nurses to sit in there. You have to pay. And you're not supposed to pay, but you say you have to pay. You won't like it, go tell the president. He said that what they tell the patient. So
Okay.
how can we revive our national economy? You get nowhere. Yeah, the labor ministry telling the world that Liberia made over $5 million less in a year for giving foreigner job permit. Paul, please, you and I need to know, we need to have somebody in Monrovia. Where are the jobs that were given to the foreigner? We want to know.
All right. Based on that point, we have come to our 1 hour mark. We're not going to be here for long. Yeah, so we have to go. We'll be here on Friday again. This is why it is in Liberia. I don't think we should. Let me just summarize. We don't need to go to Singapore and other countries to beg for money. Liberia alone, anybody with a good innovation can create billions of dollars in Liberia that every citizen can have little cash from that country. Because our people not innovative enough, that's why they keep begging. I just gave example of fishery. The Atlantic Ocean, we have it. How many rivers we have in Liberia? So many rivers. We have the bush to grow anything, cassava, rice, you think me plenty. Ghanaians, Nigerians, Ivorian, they eat plenty. We can be one of the, we can send plenty over there and generate money.
Yeah, Nigeria. Nigeria has one of the highest population in West Africa. So we got a small, we who produce more and sell it. We got places to sell it.
Exactly. So why is our leader lack innovation for their own greed? It's just wrong. I get example. Maserado County alone, Maryborough introduced something in Maserado, and this thing about, you know, they do it in Europe here. To park your car, you pay for parking. How many cars go into Central Monrovia that you can generate huge money if people are sincere by themselves? Maserado alone can feed the entire country based on taxation.
That's it.
That is
Paul,
it.
This is why we are calling for the federal government to be changed. People have called for it in various form, but now it got to be vigorous because they don't want to listen. Decentralized, all of these things. The city corporation of Monrovia should be independent body. It should have its own economy for the housing, for the agriculture, for the health sector. You know, but I was shocked that the city corporation of Monrovia is no longer an independent corporation.
Yeah.
Government look for salary to pay people in there. So the money that they are collecting from the marketeers, why are they doing with that? Why the market can't be clean? The city should be able to buy the dump trucks. The city should be able to locate that where the debt from the street, from the marketplaces go. Okay? But no organization. This is a disgrace from one administration to another. The worst thing was they Ellen Johnson Celine woman who brought the war. 12 years with international support. The United States government alone for reconstruction. And not use it, but they call it here Congress support to Liberia from the mouth of one member of Congress, Jesse Jackson Jr., the one that proposed that helping call for Liberia. $50 million were given every year. Congress support to Liberia. 50 times 12, that's $6 million, right? $6 million. Where is the mark of development that the administration use our money for? We want to know. So what more can we do? And you go around and say you're begging. The people will investigate you. It's like you have an NGO or you're starting a business and you're asking for capital. Even if you went to the bank, you've been in business before. They will ask you, what have you been doing? Oh, I started with 25,000. I was able to do this, but I need more in order to advance. When you took that business to Liberia, you assess the area in Monrovia.
Yeah.
And you say, if I have one unit here, one unit across the bridge, one unit in central Monrovia, I think I can do something with Monrovia. Let me check Buchanan.
Yeah.
Okay. But nothing else, nobody don't get a chance, no independent. So all the economists are graduated from LU. And when you use the word economic, I say, oh no, those people are not economists. One day, how do you want to tell me somebody who studied economics for 4 or 5 years, they don't have any economic sense to do something, but nowhere they employ them. So the main organization or economic organization of the country is a problem because the political group, they only want to use petiting a registration form from foreign investors. They put it in their pocket, they sit down and they squeeze the nation to the wall to put money in their pocket. They don't care.
They don't care.
We have to change it. We got to force it to change it.
I think this topic will continue on Friday when we meet, when we have a full house, because it's interesting. Our people need to know, because when they go to the poll to elect thieves, these are the things they sort of be thinking of. How come that Guinea is running away from us? Sierra Leone is running away from us. Africa, they already gone. They're heading for the G20. We stay behind this 8 porous country in Africa. For Christ's sake, we gave birth to all of these people, and our people don't have that mindset. They go to Singapore, they go to Malaysia, they go to China to borrow. What the shame on our country. Let's close up because this is annoying.
Okay, let's close up. The overall conclusion here today, those of us abroad and home, patriotic Liberian progressive forces, our country is drowning from the hand of criminals. We have to take that country back by any means necessary. We have to organize our country economically. Those who are refused, those who do not want to see it, we got to take them from the political platform of Liberia. Because our problem here is the political organization that have corrupted everything within that country. People who are not knowledgeable to serve society. They are the problem of Liberia, because what we have, we are a rich country. Our resources have been mismanaged misdirected, misused, and nobody will help us because the people know that we are rich. It's like a rich family, and you got other members of the family in there, they want to take the money and go to their crops. So if you don't put a leadership in place in that family, the whole family will drown down to zero. This is what happened to Liberia. We need to take control of the economy of our country in an organized way. And I tell them, oh, that farm money will go to Liberia. Even if you farm money go to Liberia, they will put it behind you until your starting capital leaves in their pocket. And at the end, you will be unable to begin your business. So we need to remove them. The government, we need to have people in government to organize the country economically. All city majors need to be elected, superintendents need to be elected so they can be independent, so the economists of Liberia can be employed in those places, so they can bring economic sense to the table of discussion, to bring economic relief to the masses, to the farmer. How you can be a farmer and save money. Other Monrovia, you don't find the word save for you to save money. You don't find it. In addition of the people, we need to organize our country economically. We need to remove the criminals.
We need to remove the criminals. On that note, we'll say good night to our viewers, and we're here on Friday with a full house. So I want to leave you with this nice music. Until we meet again, have a pleasant evening.
Boy.
If we're pregnant, speak up.
Only records, Now you bad liquor on a table. You want you to don't can show yourself. Got plenty dancing, now you dancing, you get copy. I say don't can show yourself. You using Chani, Mr. Chani, I say don't can show yourself. You say you young boy, your sling on a papa bob. I say don't can show yourself. You don't get money, you want eat shawarma, eat some pizza, don't can show yourself. I using sense on you, using sense on your own. I Chani, don't control yourself. Your Nina Kebe, you go or you say your Nina Sarah, don't control yourself. Got too much bluffing, are you bluffing? You get nothing, I say don't control yourself. Now you buying gas, you say I'm on a runway.